This is the reading of a chapter from the book Rain, the prologue. There is a crying going up in waves as far as the voice can carry. A woman desperately pleads for the life of her son. Sacrifice is rearing its ugly head, cruel but necessary to save a life. The process has started to save a life, but nothing is for certain until it is. No, please, Kelsey, no. This is my baby. This is our baby. We cannot send him away. Down on her knees, her body was racking in spasm. She pleads with her husband, and he is also feeling the pressure of giving in to her. He cannot. There is no choice. He bends down where she huddles with her baby. Lindsay, please, we have talked about this over and over. He spreads his large arm and one mechanical arm over her, giving her a soft hug. No, he is all I have. I have nothing without him. I gave birth to him. You did not. He is part of me. Lindsay, please, come and sit. We are dying. All of the people on this planet are dying. Lindsay is holding her baby as if nothing matters but her son, and to her, at this moment, nothing does. The Karn are destroying our precious air supply. They are taking all that replenishes our air and our soil, killing this planet. There is nothing we can do. They have destroyed us. They have been fighting them for centuries. We have lost this war. Our oxygen is depleting. Very little is left. The Karn have slaughtered generations of our people, friends and families, all the things we hold dear. There is nothing left. This ship, their ship, which circles our globe, is where they live. Kelsey is broken. Kelsey, look at him. How will we know he'll be okay? The little newborn was squirming in her arms. Kelsey looked down at his son. Tears are flowing from this man. Lindsay reached up with a baby blanket and wiped his tears. Kelsey held her hand and kissed his wife. He could feel her terror of uncertain future of their son. She broke away asking, how will he live? How can we be so certain of his welfare, his future? In a soft voice, Kelsey answered, he will be the last of our world, but not of our species. He will be sent to the third planet in our solar system, where we have friends. A communication has already been sent and replied to. People will be waiting for him. He will be welcomed into their world as their own. We have no time for either of us to go with him. The capsule will only hold one child. When we send him, is there a chance we could follow after? No, answered Kelsey. We will all be destroyed. We will die, but we will be saving the other 3 planets. There is no other way. The electric rods have been embedded in the planet's surface after the last attempt for peace negotiations failed. Very soon, we will turn on the generators and electrify the planet, killing everything and everyone in it. At the same time, we will launch the photon rocket. This rocket is so fast they won't have a chance to stop it. The bomb will vaporize half their ship. The other half will be blown to bits and will forever circle our planet. This war will be over. Nobody wins, but we can save Rain. He will flourish on the third planet. How long can we wait till we send him? Asked Lindsay. We have to send him now, said Kelsey. The Karn are coming. Everybody here is all that is left on this planet. They know we are down and out, defenseless, and we are. But the Karn don't know what's finally coming to them after our sun is launched. The photon rocket and the generators will destroy their ship. That will be the end of them and us, but not Rain. Is the capsule ready? Asked Lindsay. Yes. Then let's get on with it while my faith in you is strong. They walked to the room where the capsule was. The whole building wasn't very big, and this room took up most of the space. All the people left on the planet were in this room. Some of them were working on monitors that hung from the wall. Lindsay noticed the vapor coming from under the capsule. Kelsey explained, this capsule is on a very long chute. Once the rocket fires, they lift the capsule and push it along the chute, gaining tremendous speed. At the end of the chute, the capsule lifts off and travels like a meteor. It will keep gaining speed. The super hard organic shell will protect Rain from anything in space. He will be perfectly safe. The capsule is already programmed to land on the third planet, where they are waiting for him. I have tucked in manuscripts on who we are, where we are from, and what has happened, just in case things don't go as planned. I even told them his name. In the middle of the capsule lay a soft bed, made especially for Rain. Lindsay was shaking so hard that she thought she would drop her baby. But Kelsey reached out and gently held his wife. They both held the baby and laid him in his bed. Tears were running down their faces as the baby looked and raised his hands, reaching out for them. Carefully, they covered him in a thermoelectric blanket. They began fastening the tubes to his nose and mouth. Tubes that were extended out in front of the capsule connect to a tank containing green and gold organic material. When this organic material enters the baby's body, it attaches and enters all of his cells. It will create the oxygen for him to breathe and protect him from any harm on his short travel to the third planet. Rain was given the last of this material. Lindsay and Kelsey both lay in a clear flat fabric across the opening of the shell, singing softly to their baby while tears swept across the covered shell. When they lifted the capsule lid and locked it in place, this is the last time they will ever see their child. The reality has sunk in, and both know this has to happen to save his life, the greatest sacrifice a parent could ever make. The remainder of the inhabitants on this planet gathered around the rocket. Everybody here had lost sons, daughters, and other close relatives. All are willing to give up their lives to defeat the Karn for eternity. They all look at the capsule, sad but also glad that at least one of them will survive. Then they move into a safe room where they can see the launch without harm. They ask that Kelsey and Lindsay sit. As they do, each person lays a hand on Kelsey and Lindsay. A prayer is said to Sanctus Christophorus for a speedy and safe journey. Once outside, you can hear the Karn coming. The loud screeching that is heard is the same noise everyone has witnessed for generations. The howling and the crying of the wind across the ruined planet has been heard at every birth for centuries. Soon that sound will rule forever on their beloved planet. The rocket fires and lifts the capsule up into chute. It gains tremendous speed as it sails out into the universe. At the same moment, the photon rocket blasts off, programmed to meet the Karn with a blast that will obliterate their ship. Moments later, the bunker holding the rocket began to shake. Everyone inside cheered, knowing the Karn were destroyed. As the building shook and the ceiling was collapsing, they threw the switch, turning on the powerful generators and starting the process of electrification, killing all inhabitants of their doomed planet, including the million Karn. In the midst of falling debris, they all huddled close together, waiting for the end, each thinking of their lost families. Kelsey and Lindsay looked into each other's eyes, knowing their young son was saved. A light flashes at the same second. You could hear the buzz. Everyone was looking at each other, watching what they thought was their end, but wasn't. Seconds later, they appeared inside of a deck of a very large spacecraft, falling into a heap on the floor, unconscious. Soon awakening, weak from trying to stand, they were met by a ship's sailors who looked like, from what they could see, themselves. They met them all one by one until a man came in and introduced himself as Captain Stan Dipper from the third planet. Captain Stan Dipper said, "As soon as we received your message, we had to try anything to save you. The ship was stored for a century, but as we found out, it had been running the whole time. I have no idea what powers this ship, but as soon as I sat in the captain's chair, I knew how to fly it. Everyone, let's get into the belly of the ship and talk about..." "No! Wait! We sent out our son. He is traveling to your planet," yelled Lindsay. "Did you see anything on your monitor showing a small craft?" asked Kelsey. "No," said the captain. Everything was clear, but I would relax. He had probably already landed. Kelsey was holding Lindsay, trying to reassure her that everything would be okay, but he felt the hopelessness of the situation. His attention was on Lindsay, who, if things go badly, will be shattered. Rain was speeding forward, breaking out of the gravitational pull of its home planet as he was hit with a tremendous shockwave from the proton bomb. The program that set his destination was destroyed, sending his capsule off course into the dark void of the universe. His spacecraft entered a massive fog-like tube, tumbling and tumbling until it shot past a planet named Saturn, light years away from his home. Thank you.